Vignette number 34 from Zen is right here. Teaching stories and anecdotes of Shunryu Suzuki. When you prescribed a year at this place for me, you told me I would find great joy, a student said to Suzuki Roshi as they sat sipping tea in Suzuki's cabin at Tassajara. To find that great joy, I will first have to lose the will to live, won't I, Roshi? Yes, he said, but without gaining a will to die. That was Durand Kiefer, Tassajara, 1967. Yeah, Durand was a character. He was a lot older than most of us. I wonder how old he was. 60s? 70s? I was 22 that year, so, back then people in their 50s seemed old to me. Durand was part of the crowd that got involved with Suzuki through the Los Altos Zen Center, which practiced after the summer of '66 in the Haiku Zendo at Marion Derby's home. And that's where Suzuki gave the Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind lectures, and Durand was there for those. Durand had a home up in Los Gatos, up in the Santa Cruz Mountains above Santa Cruz. Beautiful road up there. I love it up there. God, it's great. It's so neat. And he turned it into a little Zendo and practice place, and he had a well-known martial arts teacher, a Chinese guy teaching there. Maybe it was Jiafu Feng. And then he turned it into a non-profit, and there were great benefits for him in that. You have to pay property tax, a church or a non-profit, with it's a religious non-profit, have to pay property tax on the on the rectory, or where people live, but not for the practice place. That might not be true everywhere, but it's true where I've been around, at least in California. Durand was, he was a character. He was a little, he was eccentric. He was a retired ship captain, and he liked to go sailing on the bay. And I remember him telling me how the board got tired of him and kicked him out. And he said, "You can't do that. This is my house." And they said, "Well, no, it's not anymore. You created a non-profit." And so, yeah, you got to watch out about creating non-profits. People who start things are frequently, I have noticed through the years, people start things, they create a nonprofit, they've got a board, and at some point, they might get what David Katz called, talking about Fairlawn's Institute in Occidental, founder's disease. And anyway, so But Duran survived that. So he decided he had to lose the will to live in order to experience great joy. And Suzuki said, yes, but without gaining a will to die. That's one of those answers that's for the moment. We always have a will to live. It's a matter of balance. We don't want to be enslaved and obsessed with our will to live. We don't want it to become a monster that overcomes us. And neither do we want the will to die to become pronounced. I used to know this old psychic, Fred Kimball. And the first thing he said to me was, he just looked at me and he said, well, first thing I like to see about somebody is if they're planning their own death. And he said, no, I certainly don't see that with you. I see a lot of different houses and, I don't know, trailers, wherever you're going to be living. You're going to be living in a lot of different places. And I don't see any will to die. But he said that was a problem with spiritual people. Not a will to die, but he said losing the will to live was a problem with spiritual people, and sometimes it reduced their immune system. And he said, while you're doing spiritual practice, you should still tell yourself, I want to live, I want to be happy. Now, this is what he'd say. I want to be happy, I want to be healthy, I want to have a good sex life, I want to have plenty of money. He said, none of that stuff will get in the way of your spiritual practice. But he wasn't greedy at all. And so I think we all just have to find our own balance in this. And I think the answer to this sort of question is for the moment. So I hope you live a long, happy, healthy life without being obsessed with the will to live or creating a will to die. It's all a matter of balance, huh? This has been a Cuke Audio mini podcast. I'm DC Poobah of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives, coming to you from sleepy Sanur with Dogat Bandita and Feline Cuchita, and tomorrow, I think, with dear lovely Katrinka. Wishing you and yours and all of us a grand awakening.